Ever felt like you're doing everything right for your money? Working hard, budgeting, even trying some Feng Shui. But there's this invisible wall blocking your financial peace. What if I told you it's not about the dollars and cents, but an invisible debt you're carrying deep in your heart that's silently stealing your blessings? Get ready, because this isn't just about money, it's about freedom. I remember carrying this deep resentment towards someone who never paid me back for a loan. Oh, it was just a few $100, nothing huge, but it felt huge, you know. Every time I thought about it, my stomach would knot up. And honestly, it felt like my own money started getting stuck too. Like I'd earn it, but it would just slip through my fingers, or I'd face unexpected expenses. It was like I was paying them rent in my head constantly. It was exhausting, and I just kept thinking, man, why am I doing this to myself? See, what I finally realized is that those feelings, that resentment, or maybe it's guilt over past financial choices, or even a quiet jealousy about someone else's success. They're not just fleeting emotions. Oh no, they're creating a real energetic blockage. They're like spiritual clutter, jamming up your financial flow and stealing your peace. The chaos isn't just external, it's a reflection of what's going on inside. These worries, grudges, and the baggage we carry can silently deplete our mental resources, making us feel stuck and overwhelmed. So today, we're going on a journey, an important one. We're going to uncover what this invisible debt truly is, how it's messing with your energy, your personal Feng Shui, if you will, and most powerfully, how timeless wisdom, especially from the Word of God, offers us the ultimate key to unlock that flow of financial peace and abundance you so richly deserve. This isn't just theory, it's a roadmap to freeing your finances and your soul. So, what is this invisible debt I'm talking about? It's not on your credit report, it won't show up on a background check, but trust me, it's impacting your spiritual and financial bottom line. This isn't some woo-woo concept, it's a real energy drain. This invisible debt often shows up as unresolved emotional baggage, specifically tied to money. Think about it. Have you ever held a grudge against someone who owed you money? Maybe a family member or a friend who never paid you back. Or perhaps you carry a deep sense of guilt about a past financial mistake you made, like a bad investment or a period of overspending. And then there's the sneaky one, a quiet envy or resentment you feel when someone else achieves financial success that you desperately want for yourself. These aren't just passing feelings, folks. They are persistent, energy-draining attachments. From an energetic perspective, let's call it emotional Feng Shui. These feelings are like stagnant pools of negative energy. Imagine your personal energy field, your aura, as a clear, flowing river. When you hold onto resentment or guilt, it's like throwing heavy rocks into that river. It creates a dark energy block that pushes away positive vibrations, especially those related to abundance and prosperity. It literally creates bad Feng Shui right within your soul, causing a constant, subtle energy leakage. Instead of attracting blessings, you're constantly broadcasting a signal of lack or unresolved conflict. I used to feel this intense jealousy whenever a friend announced a promotion or bought a new house. I'd smile, say congratulations, but inside my stomach would churn. I mean, I wanted to be happy for them, but this little voice would whisper, why not you? Why aren't you getting that? And then I'd wonder why my opportunities felt so scarce. It was like my own negativity was creating a block, pushing good things away. Man, why am I doing this to myself? I'd think. It was exhausting, and it just made me feel even more stuck. And these burdens aren't just in your head. Oh no, they manifest physically. You might experience increased stress, sleepless nights, a constant buzzing anxiety, or even physical tension. When your mind is preoccupied with these hidden resentments or guilt, it becomes incredibly difficult to focus, to see new opportunities clearly, or to make smart, strategic financial decisions. It blurs your vision. When you're constantly draining energy on past grievances or worries, you simply don't have the mental clarity or emotional bandwidth to attract and manage new wealth. It's like trying to drive with the brakes on. And from a spiritual standpoint, especially in the context of our faith, this constant worry and emotional baggage pulls us away from a place of trust. The Bible reminds us about the dangers of anxiety, how it can separate us from fully trusting in God's provision. When we're bogged down by these invisible debts, it's harder to truly believe that God has plans to prosper us, plans to give us hope and a future. It creates a spiritual disconnect that impacts our tangible reality. If you've ever felt this heavy burden, this invisible debt weighing on your heart, and you're ready to break free and discover a deeper kind of financial peace, then you have to stick around for the next part. Trust me, what we're about to uncover can truly transform your life. So don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button right now and join our community on this journey to true abundance and deep, lasting financial serenity. Okay, so we know these invisible debts are real energy suckers. But how do we actually tell the difference between a genuine gut feeling, a divine nudge telling us to move forward, and just plain old financial fear holding us back? This is where your inner GPS comes in, and trust me, God wired you with one. You know that gut feeling, that instant knowing, that whisper inside, that's your intuition. It's not magic. It's actually your brain processing tons of information super fast, pulling from your past experiences, things you might not even consciously remember. Think of it like a supercomputer in your head giving you a quick download. This is often where those divine nudges, that God whisper, really come through. It's a quick, clear signal. From a faith perspective, many believe this is how God often communicates with us, through that still, small voice, that inner knowing. It's that sense of peace you get about a decision, or that clear yes or no, even when all the logic seems to say otherwise. Scientifically, it's tied to parts of your brain that process gut feelings and emotions. It's your body giving you a signal based on deep-seated wisdom. When you're making financial decisions, listening to this voice after prayer can be a huge blessing. I remember this one time. I was offered a too-good-to-be-true investment opportunity. On paper, it looked amazing, all the numbers lined up. But deep down, something just felt off. No logical reason, just a quiet no inside. My gut was screaming, "Don't do it." I prayed about it, and that uneasy feeling just wouldn't leave. So I walked away. And you know what? A few months later, that company collapsed. Phew, I totally dodged a bullet. That was my intuition, my inner guide. perhaps even a divine warning saving my butt. But here's the tricky part, and this is where those invisible debts we talked about come in. How do you tell the difference between true intuition, that divine whisper, and just plain old fear or anxiety messing with your head? Because fear often disguises itself as wisdom. True intuition, that God nudge, usually feels calm, clear, and informative. It's like a gentle tap on the shoulder. It gives you a sense of clarity, even if the decision is tough. It doesn't come with a story of doom and gloom. It simply is. But fear and anxiety, oh, those are different beasts. They come from a place of scarcity, often triggered by past hurts or the worry of those invisible debts. They're loud, they make your heart race, your stomach clench. They bombard you with worst-case scenarios, judging thoughts, and they often push you towards avoidance, making you miss out on real opportunities just to feel temporarily safe. It's that amygdala, that little fear center in your brain, going into overdrive. I used to confuse my anxiety with intuition all the time. I'd feel this panic about starting a new project, thinking, oh, that's my gut telling me it's too risky. But looking back, it wasn't my gut. It was my fear of failure screaming, stay safe, don't try anything new. And because of that, I missed out on some amazing opportunities, only to feel regret later. It was fueled by that invisible debt of past mistakes, whispering, don't mess up again. When you're stressed, your brain actually narrows its focus, making you only see the threats, not the possibilities. But when you're calm, when you've dealt with those invisible debts, your brain can access a much wider network of information, allowing for true insights and clarity to come through. So, part of paying off that invisible debt is learning to quiet the fear so you can hear that clear, intuitive voice. It's about creating mental space, just like decluttering your home creates physical space. That distinction between true intuition and fear is absolutely crucial, especially when it comes to your money and your peace. I mean, we've all been there, right? Confusing anxiety for a gut feeling or letting past hurts dictate our future choices. If you found this breakdown helpful and insightful, and you're nodding your head along with me, please give this video a like right now. And I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever confused fear with intuition, especially when it came to a financial decision? Or do you have a story about a time your true gut feeling saved you? Share it in the comments below, because we can learn so much from each other's experiences. Okay, so we've identified those sneaky, invisible debts, and we've talked about how to tell the difference between true intuition and just plain fear. Now let's go even deeper. How do we truly live free from these burdens, not just for a moment, but for good? This is where ancient wisdom and modern science shake hands, leading us to a profound kind of peace. Here's a big one, accepting that everything changes. I know sounds simple, right? But think about money. It comes, it goes. Opportunities arise, they pass. Businesses boom, then they face challenges. Our suffering often doesn't come from the financial situation itself, but from our intense grip, our clinging to how we think things should be, or how they used to be. It's that fierce resistance to change, that wish for things to stay exactly the same, that really traps us. In psychology, they talk about the hedonic treadmill, how we quickly adapt to new situations, good or bad. It shows us that chasing happiness only from external stuff like more money or a bigger house, is a never-ending race. It's not sustainable. And from a faith perspective, the Bible often talks about not putting our trust in earthly treasures because they can vanish. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. Matthew 6:19. This isn't about not having money. It's about where your heart's true security lies. It's about finding peace even when things shift. I used to get so stressed if my income dipped, even slightly. I'd think, oh no, it's all falling apart. And I'd cling so hard to the idea of a stable, perfect financial picture. But then I learned to just breathe, to acknowledge the change and trust. Okay, this is what's happening now. What can I learn? What can I do today? It's about letting go of that tight grip, that feeling that everything has to be my way all the time. And honestly, it brought so much more peace than constantly fighting against the flow. It made me realize that my peace wasn't actually tied to my bank balance, but to my ability to adapt and trust. Now, how do we actually do this letting go, this radical acceptance, and truly pay off those invisible debts? Through mindfulness. And no, this isn't some weird, mystical ritual. Think of it as a workout for your brain, a way to become truly present with your thoughts and feelings without getting totally swept away by them. It's about observing, not judging. Mindfulness, like meditation, has been scientifically proven to literally rewire your brain. They call it neuroplasticity. Studies from places like Harvard show that practicing mindfulness can actually increase the gray matter in parts of your brain connected to learning, memory, and emotional control. And get this, it can decrease the gray matter in the amygdala, that fear center we talked about earlier. So when you practice mindfulness, you're literally strengthening your peace muscles and shrinking your fear muscles. It helps you step back from those looping negative thoughts, those invisible debt whispers, and just observe them without letting them take over. How do you do it? Start small. When you're drinking your morning coffee, just feel the warmth of the mug, smell the coffee, taste it. When you're walking, just feel your feet on the ground. When a worry about money pops up, instead of getting sucked into a spiral, just notice it. Oh, there's that worry again. Okay, I see you. And then gently bring your attention back to your breath. This isn't about ignoring the worry. It's about not letting it control you. It's about not letting those invisible debts run the show anymore. I started doing this when I felt really overwhelmed with some financial decisions. Instead of panicking, I just focus on my breath for a minute. Just a minute. And I swear, it's like it created a tiny bit of space between me and the worry. It didn't make the problem disappear, but it stopped the panic. It allowed me to respond instead of just reacting. It felt like I was finally in control of my own mind, instead of those old, invisible debts dictating my feelings. Okay, we've climbed this mountain together. We've navigated the treacherous paths of invisible debt, understood its power to block our blessings, and found the incredible keys to unlock our financial peace. Now it's time to take all this wisdom, all these aha moments, and truly weave them into our daily lives. What we've discovered today is truly profound. Financial well-being isn't just about the numbers in your bank account. It's about the peace in your heart and the freedom in your spirit. We saw how those invisible debts, the resentment, the guilt, the quiet envy, create energetic blockages, acting like invisible walls that keep abundance from flowing freely to you. It's like bad Feng Shui for your soul, constantly draining your energy and dimming your financial light. But the amazing news is, we also found the powerful remedy: forgiveness. Forgiving others, and more importantly, forgiving yourself, is the ultimate act of release. It literally clears that emotional clutter, making space for new blessings. And when you couple that with a heart full of gratitude and a mindful, present approach to life, you're not just hoping for abundance. You're amplifying it. You're aligning your energy with God's promise of prosperity and peace. Remember, true financial peace isn't some far-off destination you suddenly arrive at. No, it's a continuous journey of releasing, trusting, and living with an open heart. It starts with small, intentional actions of forgiveness every single day. It's about choosing gratitude, even for the tiniest blessings that surround you. And it's about leaning into that divine trust, knowing that when you free your spirit from these invisible burdens, your path clears, and the abundance that is truly meant for you can finally find its way home. It's about living in true financial freedom, not just with money, but with peace that surpasses all understanding. So I challenge you, take a moment today, right now. Think about one small, invisible debt you're ready to let go of. Maybe it's a past financial mistake. Maybe it's lingering resentment towards someone who didn't keep their word. Release it, pray on it, and then intentionally practice gratitude for what you do have. Just a few things, simple things. Clear your emotional clutter, and just watch how your financial blessings and your overall sense of peace begin to flow into your life. If you're ready to claim your true financial peace, to break free from every invisible burden, and to step into the abundance that is truly meant for you, then don't miss out on any more of our content. This journey of spiritual and financial growth, of combining practical wisdom with timeless faith, is something I'm dedicated to sharing with you. So make sure you've subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into unlocking your best life. We've got so much more to explore together. Thank you for being here, for being brave enough to explore these deeper truths. May your path be filled with peace, prosperity, and an abundance of blessings. See you next time.